Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys a bit about VirtualBox. Let's just get straight into it. As you can see, this is VirtualBox, the one that I'm dragging right now. So, once you installed it, it should show up right here. Click on it. And now, actually, oh, wait, let me just make it a bit more full screen for you. Anyway, so as you can see, I already have some virtual machines, as you can see by these two. I have their ISOs. Now, where do I get these ISOs? You get them from the internet. You download them, and I'll show you everything. So once you install it, if you want to make a new virtual machine, of course, you won't have these. These are just mine. Click on New, and then it'll tell you name an operating system. If you don't know what to name it, now actually, if I, for example, name it Windows 7, it's going to know that I'm talking about Windows 7. If I name it Windows 8, it's going to know that I'm talking about Windows 8. And but you could do it manually. So if I want a Mac OS, High Sierra, for example, I could do it myself manually. Soft Windows. So for example, I want a Windows 10 64-bit ISO, and then I want to name it Win 10, or actually let me make it a bit more sound, make it sound a bit more better. Click next, and then it's going to tell you to put your memory. Now this depends on the RAM in your actual laptop. So if you have, for example, 16 gigs, you're allowed to put 8 gigs. If you have 6 gigs, yeah, you won't be allowed. Look, I have 8 gigs on my laptop. I can't put in 8 gigs, otherwise my whole laptop will completely crash. So I usually just put them in 4 gigs, and then create a virtual hard disk. Now create just, and actually you could change this, but I recommend keeping it on VDI. I put on VHD, but keep it VDI. Keep it dynamically allocated, and then you could choose your size of your virtual hard disk for your OS. Now, for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put 12 gigs. I don't need a lot of storage. Create, and then here you go. We have Windows 10, but it's not Windows 10. You still need to grab an ISO by going to settings and then storage. And did you see this little disk icon next to an empty next to it? Click on it and then go here. Choose a disk file. As you can see here are my ISOs for these. Choose a disk file, and then it should be somewhere here. So I don't have a Windows 10 ISO, but for example. So yep, and you can also tweak some of the other specs. So for example, system, you can change the RAM. You can also change the cores depending on your CPU as well. So if you have a quad core CPU, you could crank it up to the top. If you have a dual core CPU like I have, you can only put 2 cores, which is a bit which makes the a bit laggy. Always a bit laggy. Display. So video memory, 128 megabytes. Always put it 128 megabytes because don't put it lower than this. Is very bad. Storage. Well, we already talked about that. Audio. Now you don't need to change this stuff. Keep it the same. Network. And this is just some other stuff you don't really need to look at. So yeah. So I'm just gonna remove this. So let's say for example. Let's say, for example, I want to boot my Windows 8.1, uh, Windows 8.1, what the hell? Wait, okay, let's try that again. So, Windows 7 Ultimate, I want to boot it. So, click on Start. Once you put the ISO, as you can see, I already put it the ISO. Click Start, and then wait for a little bit. And then it's going to tell you some of the stuff here, auto capture keyboard and whatnot. Don't actually press any key to boot from CD or DVD, just keep it do that. Alright, just click enter. If it does that, what I'm just gonna do. So, and now it's, oh, so here we are. Welcome. And yep, this is an actual ISO. Oh yeah, also let me talk about this a bit. So file, you got preferences, some settings, close. You can close the operating system. Machine, you can tweak some other stuff related to the machine. View, so how you want to view your OS, this OS. So you can make it to full screen, and it's gonna give you a warning, but I have it unchecked. And then you can it actually works. So as you can see, here I am. I can move the gadget that I put here. I can refresh the screen. Go to the screen resolution. It's a legit OS on a virtual machine. That's what virtual machines are. They're pretty cool. You can play with. You can test them. I already have Google Chrome installed here. Windows Media Center pin on the desktop. And if you want to get out of full screen mode, you hover your cursor down to the screen, and it's gonna give you this. Stay on it because if you get out of it, it's just gonna go down. So stay in the section, and then just click this minus button, or go to View and then click here, and then you're out of full screen mode. And the input, so the input of your keyboard, the mouse integration, and the devices. This is just your optical drive stuff and your audio stuff. Just like I said, you don't need to change this stuff. And then you help, so some stuff related to VirtualBox. So that's it. That's everything. And if I wanna power the machine down, I could do it the traditional way by going here and then shut down, or I could just click X and then click power off the machine. Tick this actually. It would usually be here, but power off the machine. Click OK, and it's gonna shut down the machine by itself. The same thing goes for the Windows 8.1. So yep, that's a bit of a nice little thing and tools. Here it is. So some other stuff right there. So that's everything you need to know. The basics of VirtualBox. Obviously, it goes much more deeper than this, but that's everything you really need to know. Thank you guys for watching, and see you.